Okay, so I'm getting ready to go to the salon, and since my wonderful stylist has moved away, far, far away to North Carolina, to the point where I would travel to go see her because she was that good, but she's no longer doing hair, so I'm going to get my hair care today at Ulta, and they're actually good. That doesn't mean I want to do it out in the open, especially on a Saturday, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Today I'm wearing my brown sugar babe oil for my Tribeca. I'm also wearing Kama Sutra from Skin Potion, and I'm topping it off with my Kayali Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli. And the three of these together smell absolutely amazing. I think we're definitely going to upgrade my Tribeca Brown Sugar Babe Oil. I always keep my Kama Sutra in my collection. That's the mainstay. And this one, yeah, I've got another one, my reserve. So I was reminded today after watching Lavishly Chi Chi, who is healing well. She had some surgery done, so get well very, very soon with Godspeed, Chi Chi. No, we haven't met yet, but I wish you all the wellness and healing and health. She made mention of that in a recent short, and I said, let me grab that, and I'm glad that I heard it because I was reminded how much I enjoy this fragrance, and I'm almost done. This bottle is right down here, y'all. Got a quarter left. It's right. You see it? I see it moving. It's not much left, so I'll be pulling it from my reserve. Anyway, I will let you know how everything turned out at Ulta if I got any compliments, but in the meantime, I gotta go, and yeah, I'll talk to you in the car because I'll drive on over when I drop my son off for martial arts. See ya. Ladies and gentlemen, I just finished getting my hair care from Ulta, and I was quickly reminded about why I don't ever come in here or any salon on a Saturday. It has been decades, but long story short, I ended up making an appointment on a Saturday, and there will be decades more to come before I ever do it again. So, nevertheless, I had great service, and I just want to encourage you all to, that's it. That's all. It is bitterly cold. I mean, bitterly cold. We still don't know if they're going to have school next week because we've been out all week on different codes. And, I mean, no school, no students, no virtual. Next week, I think they might try to do something virtual because it is too bitterly cold to be standing outside. Buses are sometimes late on a sunny day, much less a cold, blustery winter day with snow and ice on the ground. So, wherever you are, I pray that you're safe and warm in wellness and in health, that your electricity is on and working properly, and that everybody is safe. So, I look forward to talking to you all very soon. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. All right, it's time to go. I forgot to mention there were no compliments on the fragrance. I will justify that by two things. One, we're in Ulta. Two, if they smell a fragrance, they're probably expecting it because of where we were. They have the salon right there in the store, so I'll just charge that to the game. Nevertheless, I enjoyed the fragrance. I actually tried some fragrances while I was there by sniff. I did not know they had more body mists. They had something called Extra Whip that I really, really enjoyed. So I might have to consider putting that on my list of things to possibly get once I come off my no-buy. Very, very pleasant fragrance. It reminded me a lot of Dead Cool Extra Milk, but I could put those two together and have a really nice experience. Really love lactonic fragrances. And it was reasonably priced, so if you're interested in doing that, go for it. All right. I'm back home now, and I forgot I wanted to tell you all. I did get a compliment, but it was an unlikely compliment. Had nothing to do with fragrance at all. It was a compliment on my shirt, which I actually wore today because Desmond Wilson passed away yesterday, and that's Lamont, the gentleman who played Lamont Sanford on Sanford and Son. And so I thought I would wear this shirt kind of in a, in memory, a humorous memory. Well, in memory, look. Now, I wasn't expecting to get a compliment. This is the kind of shirt that I find quietly humorous, but I don't ever wear it to school. That just sounds so insulting. I would not dare wear this to school, but I do wear it sometimes. I'm around town, or at home running errands or whatever, and I just did not expect someone to compliment me on the shirt. But no fragrances, mind you, but again, we were in Ulta. I just thought that was comical. I did get three minor things while I was there. I got a liquid liner. I wanted a liner that was copper penny colored or metallic brown, and I got a liquid liner from Stila called Bronze Blaze, and it's really a beautiful, this is the color of the liner, and it's pretty much spot on from the swatch there on the box. And I also went to one of my old trusted products that I enjoy from Urban Decay. This is called Double Life. I have never tried this particular shade, but I have many, many pencils from Urban Decay. So this is the pencil. The other one is a liquid, and sometimes I do enjoy using a liquid liner. And lastly, I was going to leave this at the register until I discovered that my rewards that I had accumulated from Ulta was $30 worth. So I went ahead and said, okay, well, let me just reward myself. I got the Donna Karan Cashmere Mist Solid Deodorant. I've always loved this deodorant. Funny thing, I remember when I first came across this product quite some time ago. I mean, it's been years, decades. This was 1950. I remember very distinctly because I had never tried it before, and I remember getting 2 of them because at the time, this was $19.50. Today, $32.50. $32.50. So, nonetheless, I was very pleased that I only had to pay $2.50, actually $2.12, because there was some additional savings, but just thought I'd share that with you all. And lastly, I want to let you know why I specifically made myself up today, because I was going to get my hair done. For one thing, this is a Latricia thing. This is not anything I'm suggesting, but as a Latricia rule to myself, I always make it a point, number one, if I'm wearing makeup, because as I told you, I'm a self-taught makeup artist that I used to practice until I realized, no, you have a passion for makeup, not necessarily doing it for other people. And that is something that you need to understand. Sometimes people have a passion for what they do, not necessarily as a service to others. And when I'm going out on my own by myself, I try to do something to make myself attractive to myself, particularly if I'm going to be in a very vulnerable position like being in a hair salon or a stylist chair, especially if it's in a public place like Ulta where people are going to be passing by, what have you. So I put some makeup on today. It probably would not have been to this degree had I not made plans also to attend my son's basketball game, which I missed. That's a different story. But I try to always elevate my look if I'm going to be with my family, certainly if I'm going to be with my husband, and then if I'm going to be by myself, then I might choose to wear just a light look, a no makeup look kind of thing. But I knew I was going to be in the chair today. So whatever you need to do, I don't know if you feel vulnerable when you go into the salon stylist chair, particularly when people are passing by. And it can be, for me, it can be pretty vulnerable because your hair is all distorted and they're combing your hair this way and that when they're cutting it and parting it and brushing it, and I can look pretty scary to myself sometimes when I look back in the mirror, and I didn't want to do that. I remember those days, I remember those moments, and I just told myself I was going to make sure that I keep hold of my self-esteem, because that's another conversation I can have with you. I used to have a tremendous struggle with self-esteem, and well, thank God I've overcome that. He has allowed me to overcome that. I still recognize the roads when I see them. And sometimes there are shortcuts to that passageway, and I just make sure that I don't pass them by. I make sure that I pass them by because I don't want to go down. I still know the way there, and that's not a place I want to go back to. It was a terrible, terrible place. Nevertheless, that's one of the things I do, and that's why I'm made up a little bit more than I would normally be on a Saturday. But, you know, I would have still probably done it, something like this, just knowing I was going out to my son's game. That's just a me thing. So let me know if there's some special things you do for yourself, whether you wear something special, whether it's an undergarment or an overgarment, maybe a special pair of shoes, socks, pants, shirt. Some people wear, undergarments that are special to them. Just something that makes you feel like you have your superpower, and it reminds you of who you are, and to keep that self-love and remember what God thinks of you. So just wanted to leave the Saturday evening with that, and I will talk to you all very soon. Stay warm and stay very safe. Take good care to our next conversation. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you what I'm wearing this evening now that I've had a chance to clean up. This is a Lattafa fragrance. This is, I don't know how to properly pronounce it. I'll just say the Alfresson part of it. This is, I get a lot of coconut and powdery vanilla in here, and a lot of jasmine. This is so lovely and soft and so easy on the nose. This is, I'm almost, see how much liquid I don't have left? I'm almost done with this, and this will absolutely be a repurchase. At most I've seen this, less being on the Lattafa site, $20 is considered a high price for this particular product. I've seen it as low as $12, $15. It is so reasonable in terms of, you know, in comparison to the pricing for other products. I'm not here to say that $17 is not a lot of money, because some people would think that $17 is a lot of money, and depending on what you want to spend it on, it is. I wouldn't buy a single pencil for $17. So I guess it's all relative, just like our opinions on fragrance. But this particular one is well worth the option to at least look at the notes and consider it is an option if you're looking for something light and easy. This is very, 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 very long lasting, and it projects, unbeknownst to it being such a soft fragrance. Oh, and I did actually get one compliment while I was at Ulta on my makeup. Again, no compliments on fragrance, I guess because that place is full of beauty and they expect people to smell like something. So it's just kind of comical. But I got a compliment on my Sanford and Son shirt and my makeup today. So that did make me feel happy, because actually when I looked at myself, I thought, wow, you look kind of strange. And sometimes, have you ever done that where you've gotten yourself dressed up, you know, your hair is done, your clothes are on, and then you look at yourself in the mirror when you're out and about and you're thinking, I look kind of crazy. And then someone comes along and compliments you, especially if it comes from another woman, because, you know, we as women don't always do that. I love to compliment a woman and tell her how beautiful she is or how great she looks, especially in her attire or just her footwear or her jackets or just her hair, whatever it is. I love to let another lady know, because I know a lot of times we are not always kind to one another as ladies, unfortunately. But just wanted to share that with you. Got complimented on everything but fragrance today. So, all right, that is it. I am officially off the air. So have a good night. I will see you all again tomorrow. Oh, good day to you. I wanted to first say this week has been a little extraordinary in that we have had a series of code reds and code greens and code this and code that, simply because, well, you know what, by the time you get these videos, they've been so mismatched. I've done videos, I don't know if you've seen them yet. I don't even know if I've uploaded them yet, but you will. Here where I live, there has been a really serious storm. Ice compounded on top of, snow compounded on top, snow compounded with ice on the top, and followed up with consistent drops in the degrees of temperature. So that snow that was once fluffy and powdery has turned into darn near ice blocks. So long story short, school's been out, everybody's home, and I didn't do any sense of the day because, you know, hey, listen, you don't always feel like doing the glam. You don't always feel like doing the this or the that. And in this case, I decided to just focus on some things I was able to get done. You know, aside from putting up my camera, I've taken a lot of time editing fragrance videos, coming up and trying to put some things together for you all, because I'm still learning. I'm still very new. I'm approaching my 1 month mark of being on YouTube. So already I've learned so much, and I may do a little video on that, just a little short one. But I'm saying all that to say that I have just a short scent story for this week. Don't know when you're going to see this one, but 4 days were missed. So I will combine it with some of the fragrances I had last week prior to the storm arriving. And I definitely want to share with you what I'm wearing today. So I'm going to the gym, so I don't want anything heavy. And I'm wearing some items I would normally probably pull when it's warmer outside. But again, because of the nature of what I'm going to be doing, I think these would be more than appropriate. So let me show you what I'm wearing. Okay, so I just got out of the shower. It's funny, I know I feel like I'm going to have to take another shower, but that's okay. I've been chilling at home, y'all. So the first thing I want to share with you is a body product. So if you've seen my other videos, you know that I have had challenges with eczema, and I always have. It's just that right now it's not inflamed, which is a blessing. However, to keep my skin constantly hydrated, because it's never on my face, it's actually mostly on my arms, my forearms, and my shoulders. It's just been sporadic this year. Nevertheless, a lot of it is healed up, and I want to show you some of the things I use to keep it moisturized. This is Vaseline Cocoa Radiance Gel Oil. Really, really lovely product. This, I want to say, is not my first time using it, but it's my first memory of using it, because for some reason I don't know why I didn't repurchase it, but I was watching AI the Great, and she made mention of this and how it's a part of her hydration routine and how hydrating it was. And I decided to go back and revisit it, and yeah, we're going to keep that. That is for always in my collection. Extremely moisturizing. It doesn't sit on the skin. It gets into the skin. And then I followed up with this product from Skin Potion. Candy Heart Revitalizing Body Butter. This is a triple body butter and it is extremely fragrant. I really probably could have just used this solo. And again, I'm wearing it now. I don't have my session with my trainer until later this afternoon, but again, that's not the time to be overwhelming people with fragrance. So this is Candy Heart, and I've really enjoyed this. This is really much sweeter than I would have imagined I'd be getting into right now, because I told you I'm not into my edible gourmands, but this has really been an enjoyable surprise, and it is extremely hydrating and really, really kind to your skin, with or without eczema, but especially if you have eczema. Let me show you the fragrances I have on. Okay, so this time I went in with two. I went in with Happy Chopard. This is called Lemon Dolce. Really, really nice fragrance. And it's super light. It's zesty. It's lemony. It's invigorating. Not that I feel like I need to be invigorated, but I didn't get out the bed until after 9 o'clock, and that's late for me. Again, normally I leave the house at 6:45 if I'm on time, and no later than 7 by preference. Nevertheless, it is a wonderful pairing. It's given me just the thing that I need to keep my day going until I go to my gym session. And I followed up with my Chanel Chance. This is the Eau Fraiche. And I actually would buy this again. I didn't think I would ever be one to purchase a Chanel and stick with it. Not because of the diversity of what people like or don't like, because, you know, I'm in competition with me. I'm not trying to keep up with you and anybody you might watch. So if they recommend something, I, like you, I'm going to give it a try, maybe. I gave this a spray in Ulta, and I liked it upon the first scent. So I did purchase it, and I'm, more than halfway of the bottle is gone. Maybe just a little more than half. And I would buy this I wouldn't do it right away, but I would repurchase it again. It's a real nice addition to my collection. And really, I don't normally pull for it unless I'm going to the gym, or unless I'm maybe going to bed or sitting in maybe a flight, which I don't like to get on planes. So you get my drift. You're indulging me. So those are my fragrances for the day. I will let you know how things round out. But for the most part, in case I don't get to finish the recording today, I will say that all of this is very enjoyable. It's very, very light. It's just the thing that I need. And I probably will not top off before I go to my session, because there's no need. Not today. We'll probably have school. Well, if we do school tomorrow, it might be 2 hours late. But if we have school tomorrow, I'll start off with what I'm wearing. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and close this week's video of Scent Stories. And I hope that you're enjoying yourself, staying safe and warm if it's cold where you are. Otherwise, take good care, and we will talk very soon. Okay, so I'm back home now that my workout session is done. It hurts. You know, when you have a good session, you know, because it hurts. And I'm trying to say, okay, this is a good thing. So I have to think of something to keep me from going and sitting down instead of going to my training session. Nevertheless, we're supposed to talk about fragrance. As I told you before, I wore my Chanel Chance and I wore my Chopard Lemon Dolce. And yeah, I topped off right before I went over there with the Lemon Dolce, because again, it's such a light, springy fragrance. And it did well. I didn't get overwhelmed at all. And you know, one thing I did do, I sprayed the Orientica. I don't know what it's called, but it's the one in the red bottle with the, hold on a second. This little one right here. I know you recognize the bottle if you're familiar with Middle Eastern fragrances. I sprayed this. I had the travel set because it came in a gift set when I had it for Christmas as a gift. And I made the foolish mistake of spraying. I was already dressed now, but I went and sprayed my shoulders here and here. And let me tell you, it burned. It burned. Just like I said on my video when I was talking about eczema, even when you spray, if you spray through your clothes and that perfume hits your skin, it's going to burn. It still burns. Don't ask me why I thought I was grown enough to do that, y'all. Normally, I lay my clothes out and I just spray them down and then I put my clothing on. I was trying to get out the door, thought I'd top off a little something extra, and I got a little something extra. Nevertheless, that's what actually kept me through the rest of the workout. That's what I kept getting wafts of, was just those simple sprays here and here. And it was really enjoyable. So it's another good option to wear to the gym if you want to. Don't overspray. It was just she and I in the space. But, you know, again, you want to be focused on what, you know, do whatever works for you. If you need to smell something to get yourself going, you do that. For me, slight wafts, you know, the polite acquaintance that I have with the fragrance is more than enough. So I will talk to you all later. And I think we're going to close out for the week because this whole week has been a bust as far as school because the snow and ice is frozen over and it's hard as a brick. So there's, you know, problems with making sure that bus stops are safe for the children. If they even have a dugout at all, you know, you have to be concerned about the bus routes and the bus drivers. Can they even get out of their own doorway, much less getting to school to drive the children on the bus? And so there's a plethora of things, but we have a full week that we did not go to school and we're expecting more snow, I believe, in the forecast this Sunday. So, talk to y'all later. Bye. Okay, we just got back in, had a wonderful family dinner, early family dinner, more like a brunch. And again, the wind this morning was whipping around so hard. I mean, this was the kind of wind that you could use for ambient sound, that whistling wind. That's what we have. And that just makes it even colder. And I looked at the snow outside, the snow that's like on the ground, like over the lawns, and it's like a sheet of ice on top of the snow. I mean, it's beautiful because it looks like a perfect sheen, much like a highlighter would to your cheek. If you turn, you see that highlighter. It's very much like that. So they're actually telling us we can possibly get some more snow later this week. So it's what it is. This is winter. Like I said, if it was a heat wave, folks would really be panicking. So believe it or not, one day this snow is going to melt. It won't be outside the door, but today it is. So it's going to be all right. We're in it together. I decided to wear Skin Potion's Besame Mucho today. I did not wear it on my clothing. I just kind of wore it on my shoulders and around my neck. And I didn't go heavy on the application of fragrance today. I just wasn't in the mood. And I was watching YouTube earlier, and someone mentioned Initio fragrances, and I thought, you know what? They were talking about Blessed Baraka, which once upon a time I actually did have, and I decluttered it because I got it way too early in my fragrance journey because it was just too much for me. I decluttered it on Mercari long before I even understood what that word declutter meant. For me, I was just selling it, but in the fragrance community, it's called decluttering. So that's what I did. And I decided, well, I'm going to grab my Narcotic Delight because I rarely pull for it. But for me, Initio fragrances in the dark bottles, the black bottles, and the purple bottles, those really do stand up against the cold weather. So this is my Narcotic Delight. And I don't use it often. This is, oh, I got some oil on it. There. I don't use it very often, so I said, let me get this. And I can smell it really just enough for me. I didn't smell it out from under my scarf and gloves and earmuffs and hat and coat. However, I do even get little wafts of it now because I didn't spray it heavily, but again, Initio does not disappoint when it comes to their more dense fragrances. I can certainly smell it, and it is enjoyable, and certainly it holds up to the cold blast that we're having. So yeah, that's today's fragrances, and I'm going to change my clothes now because I never want to keep the clothes on that I've had throughout the day while I'm at home. I change my clothes immediately, so I'm going to do that. And if I decide to put on a fragrance this evening, I will share that with you. But for the time being, this combination is nice. It's a spicy combination, but it's getting the job done. So no compliments. Did not get any compliments on the fragrance. And again, I didn't wear it that way, so it's all good. So take care. Talk to you soon. Good morning. Today, I actually do have to go into work. They have decided to make it a 2-hour delay today. I mean, a lot of sidewalks still covered in ice and snow. A lot of streets are reduced to a single lane. A lot of housing developments not yet paved for a second time. Just the initial pass through, and we got a 2-hour delay. So, you know, I'm going to stop right there, ladies and gentlemen, and talk about the fragrance. I am going to wear my Afnan Supremacy Tapish Rouge. I grabbed this. I grabbed this because I've been neglecting it in previous months. You've probably seen this in another few videos that I've recorded recently because I am enjoying it, and I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't neglecting any bottles in my collection that I didn't buy just to sit on the shelf. So that's the beautiful thing about fragrance trays. I just don't dig the fragrance trays. So hip hip hooray to all you all that have great success with a fragrance tray. I'm not opposed to it, just haven't gotten there. I'm also wearing my Fakama. This is their rendition of Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. And I'm going to go ahead and just post this up on the screen because I don't remember the brand. So I'll just say I'm wearing my Fakama. I am wearing a rendition of Love Don't Be Shy. And if you're wondering what Love Don't Be Shy smells like, go ahead into your local Sephora, give that a whiff, and then if you really want to purchase it, and I'm not going to ever send you out to the store to buy anything, I'm simply going to make a strong suggestion. If you're really interested in Love Don't Be Shy, this is the one you need to get because representation is darn near identical. You don't have to trust me. Check out some of your other favorite content creators that we probably watch, together. You and I both probably watch a lot of the same people. Go watch them and look it up and let them tell you if you want another opinion. I'm not mad at you. Get another opinion. And I've also wanted to pair with something from my reserve that I decided to pull out from my previous purchases. This is from Brown Sugar Babe and it's called Bonita Applebum. You gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum. You gotta put me on. And this is smelling just like a red apple. I don't even like Red Delicious apples. I love apples, but Red Delicious, not my fave. But this fragrance is a Red Delicious apple. It smells not the golden, not the green, not the Golden Delicious. This is not Granny Smith. This is a Red Delicious apple to my nose, and it smells magnificent, fresh from the produce section. If you're looking for an apple oil, and it's projecting, I could have just worn the oil. Now, I've never worn this before. I did say I pulled it from my reserve. Had no previous experience with it, other than the stars and stripes you see on the reviews, but it's nothing like having it yourself and trying it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this fragrance oil can be worn all by itself, and you can pair it with an amber if you'd like. I didn't feel like doing amber today, but that one right there, it's getting the job done. So that's my fragrance collection for today. And I'll let you know later on what I'm doing. I do have to go to my trainer later on, so I will be, all the fragrance is really on my exterior clothes. I have something that I'm layering with because it is so doggone cold. So my undergarments don't have all this fragrance that I'll be working out in, but the exterior does. So I'll give you some information on the feedback I received from that. So take good care, stay warm, stay safe, no matter where you are in this entire world. Take good care. Talk to you soon.